When was the last time I made a law of attraction video? Forever ago. But before I get into it, I want to quickly talk to you guys about an idea that I literally just had like before I started filming. I want to do a video called Bob's Burgers and the Law of Attraction, and obviously this video is called Cardi B and the Law of Attraction. So should it be a series? Let me know, because so many more people are finding out about wellness and mental health and all that fun stuff. And you know, the law of attraction is reaching new demographics. So I feel like making it relatable and making it understandable for people who may not have heard of it is helpful, because law of attraction is everywhere, and you know what they say, you attract what you think. It doesn't matter whether it's good or bad, and it works whether you believe in it or not. So I am thinking about doing a series. Actually, watch this video, and if you like it, then let me know if I should make a series. Okay, Cardi B and the Law of Attraction. So I have been becoming obsessed with Cardi B over the past month, I guess. I started listening to her when I started running again. And you know, I'm obsessed with her like the rest of America because it's pretty great and I love listening to her music. And while listening to her music at the very beginning or in the middle of January, I was going through some stuff, um, just with health and a family member, a very, very, very close family member of mine. And when bad things happen, it becomes so easy to go into a downward spiral, right? So when negative things occur, no matter how great life is, no matter how many positive, happy things we have around us, if something negative happens to us and it really affects our spirit and our character, it can become very hard to stay positive and just think good thoughts and to think intentionally. So if you do listen to Cardi B's music, you do know that she's gone through her own things. She's gone through a lot, and everyone goes through things and everyone figures out ways to cope or to distract. But I really feel like if you listen to the evolution of Cardi B's music, you can kind of hear the law of attraction in it. To my knowledge, Cardi's never had a tape that's just all been woe is me, my life sucks, it's never gonna get better. I haven't heard a whole tape, but she, in her older work, she would talk a lot about, she'd be justifying things that she had to do to get money, and she would talk about the abusive relationships that she was in and how it's turning her into a better person and how it's helping her see the future, and how she knows an evolution is coming, she knows she's changing, but it's just not here yet. So that's like in a couple of older mixtapes. And now when you listen to her, all she speaks about is wealth, all she speaks about is abundance, all she speaks about is her happiness. So it's like, how do you go from being in such a horrible negative place to such an abundant and happy, wonderful place? Is it possible? And the thing is, it is. You just have to realize that life is an emotional roller coaster, and there are going to be good times where everything's perfect, and then there are going to be times where things we don't expect and things we don't want happen. And when those times come, it's up to us to figure out how we deal. And I'm not saying that you should become emotionless. Emotions are very important. Sadness is important. Sadness is important. Frustration is important. Disappointment. All of those things are important because they show you that it's not what you want. And that's okay to be feeling those emotions. It's what thoughts are going with those emotions. It's okay to be sad, but are you thinking, I loved this person? Okay, so I'll use myself as an example. So am I thinking, I love this person, they have been so good to me throughout my life, and it hurts me that they're going through this? Or are you thinking, I'm sad this person I love is going through this, everyone around me seems to leave, I can't hold on to anyone? Do you see the difference in thought processes? And those are two very different examples, and everyone thinks differently, so your mind can go to way different places than those two examples. But just to give an example of positive thinking, or not even positive thinking, just keeping yourself neutral, not bringing yourself down. No one's saying you have to be happy during bad times, but you don't want to spiral. And certain thoughts, especially from your past, can help make you spiral. If you were going through something negative and something hard and you've gone through it before, you've gone through similar situations, then it can become very easy to be in a bad situation and just think of the past and just bring yourself lower and lower and lower. And then you're creating more of that sadness, more of that disappointment, more of that hurt, because now you're not only focusing on the present situation, you're getting together all the emotions that you felt throughout your lifetime because of the negative situation. So it's not easy to monitor the way we think, and it's not easy to say, hey brain, not helpful. That's not easy, but we have to do it if we do want to get out on the other side, because that's really the point. Sad times suck, hard times suck. They're never easy to go through, and nobody wants to go through them. But are you gonna come out on the other side, or are you gonna stay there? And I think that when we are going through hard times, and please understand that when I say hard times, I do mean the majority of difficult situations, but the way people handle loss, like of a family member or of someone very close, that's different territory, because that's very deep. So I don't want to say that everything in this video applies to losing a loved one, but otherwise just negative feelings in general, just to clarify. But yeah, so we just have to monitor and make sure that the goal is always to come out on the other side, because the goal is never to stay in our depression. The goal is never to stay in our anxiety and to stay in our sadness, even if we're feeling it. So we have to be conscious, especially when those hard times come. When those hard times come, it is important to say to yourself everything that Cardi B says to herself. It's so amazing when you do listen to her old mixtapes before she was making any money, when she was still dancing, and when her life wasn't what it is now. You can listen to her old music and hear that she knew her life was gonna be what it is now. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing. You can go through anything. You can go through anything negative in your life that could crush you, that could break you, that can bring you all the way down, and you can get through it. Not only can you get through it, but you can have the life you want. And Cardi B is the perfect example of that, and we should remember that. That's all. And the last thing I do want to say is that when we are going through the more difficult times in our life, it is really important to remember that, I know people hate this, but things always get better. And the way I see things in my world is that everything happens for a reason, because there is an ebb and flow in life, and you can learn how to ride that ebb and flow, or you could fight it. And I'm not saying you have to agree with me, and I'm not saying that we have to believe the same things, but you're on my channel and this is my opinion. I do think that once you understand that everything happens for a reason, and especially circumstances outside of us can affect other people, and that has nothing to do with us, even though emotionally it affects us. Once we understand that and just start to ride it and control our emotions, it becomes so much easier to control depression. And that is a great power to have, especially if you do suffer from severe depression and anxiety. I know, I've been there. Okay, I think I'm gonna end that here. I hope that you like this video. If you would like to see more law of attraction videos, and you know, kind of me making parallels between the law of attraction and things in pop culture, that could be cool. I'm kind of into it. Let me know. All right, I will talk to you later, guys. Bye. I just don't feel like I have to tell you to subscribe. If you want to subscribe, you're gonna subscribe. I'll put my Instagram in the description box though.